Welcome to Digital Shoptalk. We hope everyone had a fantastic holiday season. We wanted to do things a little differently to start off the 2016 year. We gave our predictions at the end of last year. But today, instead of Alex and I, we're going to have Location3 chairman Andrew Beckman and his guest, Michael Gellman, CEO of Spire Digital here in Denver, give us their thoughts on what they think is coming in digital in 2016.
All right, so what big change in 2015 do you think impacted digital marketing as a whole and your respective businesses in general going forward?
So a lot of the change that happened in 2015, I think, is the migration over to mobile, as a lot of brands have been becoming adjusted to more consumers using their devices. That's been definitely the theme of a lot of the discussions and the work that we have done. I think we've seen, it's pretty clear that searches are now being conducted in a greater fashion on mobile devices versus the desktop. So that user experience is important to influence that consumer's journey to a sale for a specific brand.
I'd agree. I think that the embracing of mobile, this was kind of like the year where everybody was using mobile, and beyond just mobile, people are on their iPads and people are on their refrigerators, people are everywhere. That's been huge. I think from my perspective, since Spire works with a lot of startups, I think this was also the year where the cult of entrepreneurship was really embraced. I think that we started off the year and everybody was so excited about unicorns. We found at the end of the year that people became sick of unicorns. But I think that whole period of people really wanting to know more about the entrepreneurship world, about these new companies, and also learn about the methodologies that people are using. For example, agile and lean. For Spire, it's been great because about half our business are these funded startups, and we have a lot more clients who are excited about building new products. And then for our other types of clients, our big companies, they're really excited about these new methodologies and kind of getting some of that startup mojo to bring that to their company. So
you both talked about mobile being big in 2015 for both the advertising side and, let's say, the tech, the development side, if you will. Where do you think your focus should be if you're in those respective businesses when it comes to mobile going forward?
I think we are seeing that the consumer's journey has a number of different touch points where Mike mentioned tablets, you have the phone, the desktop is obviously
the refrigerator,
right? The iHome, the Internet of Things. So that consumer's journey has all these different touch points. So cross-device tracking, some type of attribution analysis is the theme of 2015, will be 16, will be 17, and onwards, because what the consumer does in their journey and influencing, showing them the right ad at the right time over the journey, and then when they come to the site, and this is where Spire does so well, is showing them the right products and allowing them ease of making a sale is important. And it's really complex, right? You're just dealing with so many touch points with search and display and social and what device they're using. And so that whole journey is important. That's a theme, I would say, 15 and 2016 we all need to be on top of and know more about.
Yeah, and from the development perspective, the key word is responsive. I mean, you really have to think about the fact that you're not building for the desktop, you're not even building for the iPhone or for the Android, you're building for everything. So in all the designs you do, you really have to think about how that application is going to react in different areas, and when you're coding, you really have to think about what that code is going to do to that application depending upon where it goes. So the more responsive you are and the more understanding and cognizant of your user, the better.
So user experience, this is a big thing, whether it's in media, whether it's when you finally get someone to your asset, your web page, right? Talk a little bit about user experience and how you see user experience evolving, particularly in digital in 2016.
I just wrote an article about this, and user experience. There's a big difference between there are two terms that are really hot right now. One is user experience, which is the experience on an application and where you go and what you do and what you see and what you use. And then a bigger term that is what my article was about is called customer experience. And it takes it beyond just the interface and beyond just the application or your phone or the desktop, and it takes it into the entire world. And customer experience is really all about how your user, how your customer interacts with your company. So when you think about CX and UX, it's really just understanding what the customer needs and giving it to him or her and delighting them and exciting them and giving them a reason really to love your company and to evangelize your company and go as far as they can with your company. And the flip side of that is poor CX, and that's when people hate you. And that's when you have, you have these companies, the cab companies, or Spirit Airlines I brought up, or Comcast. Everyone hates Comcast, and these are terrible examples of a horrible customer experience. So, to summarize, customer experience is the entire life cycle of your relationship with your customer, and user experience is your relationship with the customer on your application, and both are extremely important.
Yeah, and what's interesting what you mentioned about like some of those brands that don't have a good experience is that you have the ability to go to a number of different platforms and express how you feel about that experience, and as the user, as a consumer's journey is happening, they're checking all the social channels to see what their friends are experiencing at these brands, and if it's a negative experience, that's going to lower the conversion percentage of that brand to convert that consumer into a sale, because, hey, if my friend's having a bad flight or a bad shopping experience, I'm not going to want to participate. And so, with advertising, we have, it's all about user interest and experience, where we're retargeting, we're serving up ads based on they're coming to our site and, or brands, one of our clients' site, and we know that they're interested in a certain product. If they don't make a purchase, and it's a big strategy, we can retarget them through the web or through mobile devices to bring them back into the purchase funnel. And then we also have that experience on the site where we tie into what you guys are doing, where, what are they clicking on, putting into their shopping cart, abandoning their shopping cart. Sure, we can retarget them after, but in that experience within the purchase funnel on the site, can we show them a different page or try to push them down a different channel within the site, because we know that their experience is interested in a specific product or service. And so you can use a number of different analytics packages, some like heat mapping technology, or just your web analytics to know what changes that you need to make on your site to give that better experience and to convert that consumer into a sale and acquire that customer.
That's a great point. I have a saying that great companies are 3 steps ahead of their customer online, and what Andrew was saying about thinking where they might want to go before they even want to go there. That's an example of a great user experience.
Yeah.
So CES is a huge event. Andrew, you went to CES this year. It always kind of sets the tone for the year, right? Whether that's technology, media, what have you. It gets people excited about what is coming next. So kind of in a general sense, whether it's in technology, whether it's in a particular channel, or advertising as a whole, I think to wrap, what do you see being the biggest or most exciting thing in your worlds coming up in 2016?
Well, I'll say the last time I was at CES, I was with MC Hammer, 50 Cent, and Floyd Mayweather. No joke. If you ever find me, ask me and I'll tell you the story. But yeah, needless to say, after that trip, I haven't gone back because you can't top that. But I didn't go, but I read a lot about it. I actually love CES time because I don't have to do any work and I get all the new products fed to me online, which is a great experience. But what I found is that You got your drones, you got your Internet of Things, you have your hoverboards, and you have your autonomous vehicles, and that's pretty much what everybody spoke about at CES. If I may, correct? For me, it's all really exciting, and it's just another example of where we started, where the web is everywhere, and it's becoming more and more ubiquitous, and it's becoming more and more customer serving. So I think I'm excited about what I saw. Am I going to get a drone? Maybe, but we'll see. But I was definitely excited about where things are going.
Yeah, there's a lot of personalizations of there's like the whole section of like the Fitbits and all the other health type apps. Heart rates, want to monitor my calorie and decrease in my being athletic. There was the smart home. I have one on my phone. I can change the temperature of my home. I can record stuff on my TV. So I think you're just seeing a lot more of these gadgets and other technology that are coming out that is an enjoyment. Whether it's the virtual reality Oculus glasses, there was the TVs that we saw. All these new crazy TVs. One where you could fold it. It was compacted. It could easily carry. So it was just basically technology's progressing. It's making our lives more enjoyable, easy to do things, and so it is exciting because as we progress, there's just more of these technologies that are going to enhance our personal lives.
Well, if I could say one more thing about CES, you mentioned the health apps.
Yeah.
And I think that the past few years, everybody got so excited about wearables and Internet of Things, but it seems like now, especially this year, it seems like these health apps are really becoming more useful, and that was the theme that I'm seeing, that this is the year that this new technology is growing up, and it's becoming more useful, and it's actually saving my life. Saving my life. It's saving lives. But if I could add, my wife works with a group called Prime Health in Colorado, and their job is to support digital health companies in Colorado, and they were really excited about all the things that were coming up in digital health at CES. So I get props for mentioning my wife.
So give us each your 30-second prediction. What's the one big thing that you see happening in 2016 in each of your worlds?
Me? Kanye's going to release a new album. Just kidding. I sound like this big hip hop guy. No, I think that 2016 is going to be the year of great usability, great user experience, great customer experience, and useful apps. I think that people are getting more serious. We had a really exciting year for new technology and for entrepreneurship, but I think this is the year that all of that matures, and the products that are going to be built are going to be better than ever, and they're going to serve the customers even better.
Yeah. We're still very bullish on search engine marketing. I don't want to deviate from that. We're all in on location search, and I can see, even Facebook's announcement a few months ago that they're going to have more capabilities to search within their network, that you can get information. It just shows that their even commitment, because it's still the only pull medium that you're able to get the results on. And search is growing not just on mobile, it's also growing on desktop. And so, getting those users to convert to your site definitely occurs within the search environment, but whoever doesn't, you now have rich data that their interests are, and you can retarget them through display advertising and social advertising. And I think so. I think that's the concentration that brands still need to be focused on, is how do I write more content on my site to get more that stuff indexed within the search engines, get more traffic, and then being able to retarget them and constantly go through that process. I think they'll be able to drive more business that way and pull dollars from the traditional means.
Well, that's it for today's episode. I want to say thanks to Mr. Beckman and Mr. Gellman for being gracious co-hosts in place of Alex and I. Be sure to follow us in 2016. Tweet at us at Location3, #Digital Shop Talk with your questions. We'll see you next time.